Hi everyone, welcome to the Soul Space, an authentic lifestyle and design channel. Good morning. It's 7:30 here. I am starting something new today, along with this channel. I am trying to record this before my 9-to-5 job, just because I've been trying to film and make this happen for probably a year now, and I'm just too tired to do it after work, and I film a lot on the weekends. Like, I've filmed a lot of projects and stuff, but I haven't actually scripted and recorded a video like this to introduce myself to the channel, so that's what I want to do today. And so I think I have one video up the channel right now, and I was getting ready to post my second video, which is a kitchen redesign, and I was going to do a little bit of like an introduction at the beginning of that design video, and then I realized that I think that this channel deserves more of an introduction. I realized that there was a lot more information that I wanted to share starting this out, and so I think that this deserves its own video, so that's what I'm going to do today. So yeah, basically I want to go ahead and give context to my channel, give you guys a little bit of a background of myself, why I'm starting this, and where I plan to go from here. Basically, I have felt really inauthentic most of my life. I feel like I've had to put on a performance out in the world, and a lot of that comes from feeling absolutely paralyzed by saying or doing the wrong thing in other people's eyes. So I've tried to be as unproblematic to others as possible. I've been labeled polite, standoffish, shy my whole life. Typical kind of people pleaser behavior. I felt like any sort of relationship, whether it be through classmates, coworkers, or even friends to an extent, has just been me putting on a mask because I didn't feel comfortable being myself. Being myself in front of people who I perceived as so different from me. Then on the other hand, those really close to me, like partners in relationships or family members, I kind of overcompensate, and I tend to let out all of my true feelings at once with them, and it just honestly has created a pretty big imbalance in my life. You know, feeling like I can't be myself the majority of the day is really exhausting. So it wasn't until I started watching YouTube back in 2020 that I realized that there were similar people to me out there. Just a few different YouTubers that I came across I felt really connected to and inspired by. Seeing them be authentic, putting themselves out there online was really inspiring. You know, it was nice to see people who hold similar beliefs to me share them with the world. And I'm not saying that I don't see people being authentic in my everyday life. I certainly do. I just don't necessarily resonate with those people, and so it felt a little isolating to feel so different from the people that I'm surrounded with, and feeling like maybe me expressing myself and my thoughts and my opinions would be wrong because they were different, or that I would make myself stand out in a way. And I didn't want that attention on me. I didn't want that judgment on me. But watching others on YouTube has just been so freeing to me in a way, because it's like these people are expressing themselves fully I mean, maybe not fully, but like they are expressing themselves to an extent of who they really are. And people are noticing, people are enjoying it, people are inspired by it, and it's bringing these types of people together, which maybe, you know, distance or where they are in the world hasn't quite allowed for that before. And so I've found, I don't know, I've just found the whole concept of YouTube to be really amazing in a way. And just the longer form content of it and feeling like you're really connecting with someone. So, yeah, watching people on YouTube be unapologetically themselves freed me in a way. I felt like I could start to express myself a little bit more. And I'm not saying that I just flipped a switch one day and I was like, I'm going to be a completely different person than I have been in the past out in the world and really show my true colors and just feel like I'm at home in the world, because I don't necessarily feel like that still. It's a little bit more nuanced than that. I think that I have done a lot of inner work to get me to where I am right now. And, you know, that's a continuous thing. I'm still working on it. But having such a deep connection to myself through watching YouTube, I just felt like it was really fitting that I start a channel of my own. I really want to be able to inspire others as well as kind of push my boundaries a bit and work through some previous limiting beliefs and just connect with a community of like-minded individuals and hopefully, you know, feel a bit more in the right place in the world and start to feel like there's more space for me within this world and help others to feel that way as well. Now, while YouTube is also a great way to connect with others, I also think it's a wonderful creative outlet as well. And I think that that's something that I have been missing in the past. I've always been drawn to design and curation, so much so that in 2016, 2016, I was 25 or no, I was 26 at the time. I ended up going back to school to get a Bachelor of Fine Arts in Interior Architecture, and I graduated in 2019 in December. In my summer of my last year, I secured an internship at a commercial design firm. I carried that internship throughout the last semester of school, and then I ended up getting offered a full-time job there in like spring of 2020. I took a little bit of a break because the pandemic was hitting and my firm wasn't quite sure if they were able to take on another designer, but I guess the good thing about that field at the time was that like everybody was remodeling because things were shut down, so it was actually a really busy time period. So I am still currently working there, and I'm so grateful for all of the real world experience and all of the technical skills that I've gained over these past 6 years. But at the same time, I am working for clients. We design public spaces mainly in senior living and multifamily. And so I'm really not able to express my design style in my work in the day-to-day. So while I do have a creative job, I do find it very limiting because I am having to keep up with trends that I don't necessarily resonate with. And I'm also designing for people who don't necessarily honor the same values that I do. So it is a little bit draining in that sense to have to put forth creative effort, and it's just like I'm never fully happy with the results because I'm in a way contributing to design that I don't agree with. Luckily, I was grateful enough to be put in a position to purchase a house in spring of 2023. And so I have since then been pouring all my time, labor, love into curating a home that I really enjoy, somewhere where my soul feels at home, and that kind of balances out that inauthentic creativity that I have to put forth at work. I do want to document my design process and share it on YouTube, so that's going to be a big part of this channel. And I also think that the creativity of filming this process also adds another layer to that creativity, which I think is really fun and inspiring. But I ultimately just want to be able to express my authentic design style and hopefully share that with others and help other people to feel safe to do the same. I think mainstream design, like what you see on HGTV, has really hindered people's confidence in design. I think mainstream design kind of makes you feel like you can't play and experiment with your own style, whether it be because you don't want to come across as different from others like I used to feel, or maybe you haven't had the time to sit down and think about what really speaks to you and your design style. I just want to feel like a safe place to discover that a little bit further through me kind of discovering that along the way and inspiring others to maybe do the same. I'm not sure if the audio quality is going to change throughout this. My microphone died. I don't really know if it was that much better than just filming with my phone's mic, because I guess I'm in, a quiet enough location that maybe it'll be fine. Hopefully you don't hear the heat kick on, but I think you might, so I'll try to edit that out, but honestly, I'm still working on audio quality. Yeah, so I really just want to be a safe space for people to discover their own design styles. I want to help the world feel a little bit more individualistic and a little less cookie cutter. If you can't tell, I'm a big advocator for thrifting and preserving vintage and older places such as homes, buildings, anything that has a bit of history to it. And I also feel like that's a great way to help the environment as well. You're not throwing out a bunch of waste, destroying things that maybe don't need to be destroyed. And it also helps to make design feel a little bit more affordable. I recommend to stay away from most mass-produced, kind of poorly constructed items whenever possible. I think that in the eras where, furniture, decor, things were just made on more of a handmade scale, things felt a little bit more, things felt like they had more intention and thought put behind them. And in that way, I just feel more connected to items like that. And I think that does ultimately come back around to authenticity. I came across an article a few weeks ago that I really resonated with from House of Beautiful. It's called "Psychologists Say There's a Reason You Love Antique Things and Old Places." In the article, it states that if you're compelled to seek out vintage era or historically significant settings, can't you get the same feelings of enjoyment while shopping at a big box store? Isn't the chain coffee shop more convenient and cheaper, it turns out that this ineffable feeling of belonging can't be reproduced with more standardized, commercialized, modern substitutions. The reason for this is due to the sociological concept known as place authenticity. Place authenticity refers to the unique essence of a place that makes it feel genuine, alive, and connected to its culture, history, or community. Place authenticity intersects with personal authenticity. That is, the sense of being true to oneself, which may account for those feelings of engaged enjoyment in places whose unique look and feel are singular and irreplaceable. After all, they're one of a kind, just like you. So, with this channel, I'm combining these two ideals together, living authentically and design, applying them to my life and sharing them with you all. And there's probably going to be a bit of spirituality and mindfulness thrown in along the way. To me, I feel like it's all connected to making your home and your life feel truly like your own. And it's something that has significantly helped me along my journey so far. In addition to interior design, I've also discovered my love of gardening and landscaping, as nature has become such an important component of my life over the past couple of years. So I'm certainly going to be having a lot of yard work and kind of reinventing my yard content as well. So if any of these concepts sound intriguing to you, I hope you stick around. Subscribe if you want to keep in touch. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.